Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. It always seems impossible until it's done. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Lead from the back, and let others believe they are in front. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Where you stand depends on where you sit. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is inspiring others to move beyond it. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. We know too well that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. In my country we go to prison first and then become president. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Know your enemy and learn about his favorite sport. It is not where you start but how high you aim that matters for success. I am not an optimist, but a great believer of hope. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great, you can be that generation. Your playing small does not serve the world. Who are you not to be great? Quitting is leading too. I am the master of my fate and the captain of my destiny. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. We must use time creatively, and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. Tread softly, breathe peacefully, laugh hysterically. The brave man is not the one who has no fears, he is the one who triumphs over his fears. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. I never lose. I either win or learn. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Once a person is determined to help themselves, there is nothing that can stop them. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. It is music and dancing that make me at peace with the world. I could not imagine that the future I was walking toward could compare in any way to the past that I was leaving behind. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. Lead from the front, but don't leave your base behind. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Only free men can negotiate, prisoners can't enter in contracts. Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. For a revolution is not just a question of pulling a trigger, its purpose is to create a fair, just society. If you want to make peace with your enemy, You have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Although I am a gregarious person, I love solitude even more. It is most unusual to return to a place that has changed in ways you yourself have altered. Fools multiply when wise men are silent.